Hey everyone, and welcome to this edition of Make It Work Monday. I really wanted to go ahead and talk about pride versus the ego because I believe that when you discuss someone's ego, it immediately triggers a reaction that is usually unnecessary. So when I use the term ego, I want to make sure that everybody's on the same page, and hopefully when you start talking to others, you can now discern which is which and then start acting accordingly. I actually spoke about this briefly on my Instagram and Snapchat about how excited I was to do this video, so I'm so excited. We're just going to jump right into it. I ended up getting the definitions online, so you can Google them yourself. Go to a Merriam-Webster dictionary and find these definitions for yourself and insert which ones work best for you. But for pride, it's a feeling or deep pleasure or satisfaction derived from one's own achievements, proud of a particular quality or skill. Also, when you think of lions, when they're in a pack, they're called a pride. So just think about that when you are attacking someone's pride, how they pounce back onto you, how they will defend, the claws will come out because you cannot hit someone's prideful button, right? Because they're like, The next thing is the ego. And that's a person's sense of self-esteem, or self-importance or self-worth, their self-image. So it's like, there's a lot of word self in the ego. So what does the word self actually mean? And that means a person's essential being that distinguishes them from someone else. And so when you look for the synonym of ego, you find self. And when you look for the synonym of self, you find ego. So you have to understand how in the definitions alone, they already speak of the two and what they actually could mean for you. So if you are in a conversation with someone and they say something that counteracts what you believe for your self-image, or you're so wrapped in your image of self, you will then find yourself attacking them as if you are a pride or a pack of lions, correct? But one triggers the other. It's not necessarily that they are intertwined. When I, however, speak of the ego, I speak of, your five senses. Does it look good? Does it smell good? Does it taste good? Does it, smell, look, taste, sound, feel? All those in one way or other has to be triggered in order for your ego to really come out to play. So if I'm stroking your ego, it's sounding good to you. What I'm saying is appealing and appeasing to you. If I, look a certain way to you and I appeal to you that way, you're more inclined to listen to me. So it's all about how am I appealing or appeasing to your five senses. And if in any way something that I say doesn't sound good to you, you will then attack. So it's one that triggers the other, but they are not the same. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? You can, twist it so it's like, no, it's all the same thing, but it's not. And so when you have to understand that in order to work in this field, in order to live this lifestyle, you have to really remove your ego, because your ego is yourself and yourself is your ego, and you have to remove it. And that's not like got a big ego, such a big ego. It's got a big self, such a big self that your self is in the way and it's claustrophobic and you can't break out and you can't move and you can't hear the voice that you're supposed to hear so that you can live the abundant lifestyle that you're supposed to have. So you have to find a way to quiet the self. You have to find a way to quiet the ego, because the more that you are quieted, the more that you move yourself out of the way, the more that you can hear from the abundant one source of love, light, and positive energy and knowledge. So you have to understand that ego is not like pride. Ego is self. It is simply you on the basic humanity structure, this playing field, and you have to move this out of the way to hear from this. And I hope that was helpful. I hope that cleared up any confusion. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, leave them down below, okay? I'll be more than happy to talk to you about it. All right, guys, peace and blessings and love and light to you all. Have a good week.